Charlie Kirk. Funeral happened today in Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix's stadium was quiet today. There were thousands in attendance. The air was thick. The music is not loud. The mood is sentimental. This was no ordinary incident. This was Charlie Kirk's funeral, an occasion that will go down in American history as one of the most poignant assemblies. The name Charlie Kirk wasn't all that it was. He had a voice, someone who influenced discussions, an individual who attracted supporters who shared his outlook on America. Today's funeral in Phoenix was more than just a farewell. It was about remembering what he had said, his struggles, and how he affected both his supporters and detractors. People noticed the size of the stadium as it filled up. The hall was not small. The room was not private. People from all walks of life were crammed into the stadium. Supporters, leaders, and even unnoticed bystanders. Everyone had come to see the last goodbye. Charlie Kirk's adventure started when he was little. He was vocal from the beginning. He enjoyed debating. He challenged concepts. He contested legislation. He established a reputation for speaking his opinion without fear. He received both praise and criticism for this strategy. However, one thing was always evident. It was impossible to ignore him. He evolved into a representation of free speech over time. He gave speeches at universities. He organized rallies. He engaged opponents in heated argument. When others remained silent, he frequently stood his ground. He raised his voice. His motion became more forceful. Charlie Kirk has a reputation for using acerbic language. He argued passionately. He debated American law and policy. He was adamant about his idea of what America ought to be. Some people completely agreed with him. Others battled him just as fiercely. The hallmark of a genuine debater is that he made people talk. He provoked thought. Many people recalled this aspect of him during his funeral today. His bravery was praised by supporters. They remembered how he stood by his convictions in the face of overwhelming opposition. Even his detractors acknowledged that he influenced national conversations, despite their disapproval of his remarks. Phoenix's stadium felt different today. Across the stands were banners featuring his pictures. Clips of his speeches were shown on large screens. His voice reminded everyone of his determination and fire as it reverberated through the speakers. There were moments of silence in the throng, then sentimental, then cheering. It was a mix of respect and sadness. In addition to crying, people applauded his legacy. This wasn't merely a farewell. What he stood for was celebrated here. The front seats were occupied by his family. Beside them are close pals. Many were dressed in black gowns and suits. Some donned insignia and pins related to his work. Everybody had a different memory of Charlie. People approached the stage one by one. Leaders spoke. Friends told each other stories. Charlie's identity was depicted in every phrase. He was passionate about America, according to some. In private moments, others talked about his benevolence. They claimed that he was compassionate in private, yet fearless in public. On stage, he was boisterous, but off camera, he was reflective. He was human because of this dualism. He became genuine as a result. Everyone was reminded by the tributes that there was a man who truly cared behind the arguments and conflicts. His family was important to him. His nation was important to him. He wanted to make an impression. There was no denying Charlie Kirk's influence. He created communities based on his beliefs. He sparked discussions that went viral. Stadiums and rooms were packed with his remarks. Millions of people saw his social media presence. This effect was evident at his funeral. His voice had gone far, as evidenced by the attendance scale. People traveled from all across the nation, not just Arizona. They were there to bid farewell. They learned to respect his influence on legal, political, and cultural debates. As the service went on, tears streamed down people's cheeks. Softly, the choir sung. It was a somber yet motivating environment. Stories about meeting him were whispered. Others just stood motionless, absorbed in their thoughts. Losing a man was not the only thing at stake. It was about an energy force being lost, a spark that ignited American disputes. someone who had something to say all the time. Everyone was wondering about legacy. For what will Charlie Kirk be known? He will be remembered as a champion of free expression, according to his supporters. He will be remembered, according to his detractors, as a person who sparked conflict. Ultimately, though, there is one thing that all sides concur on. He left his mark. He transformed the discourse on politics. He altered the discussion habits of young Americans. It was impossible to overlook him as a figure. That was demonstrated at his funeral in Phoenix today. So many people, so many voices. Due to the influence of one individual, everyone gathered. The stadium fell silent again as the service came to a close. They carried out the casket. The audience rose in observance. Many held up their palms to say goodbye. Some people sobbed aloud, some remained still. As the service came to an end, the sun began to slowly drop over Phoenix. The occasion was symbolic. A bright light setting while maintaining a glow that didn't go out easily. Today's funeral for Charlie Kirk was more than a simple send-off. It served as a reminder of the power of one voice to transform discussions. A reminder that movements can be shaped by words. A reminder of the lasting impact that life, no matter how brief, may have. Phoenix's stadium will resume holding concerts and games. However, those who were inside today will never forget it in the same way. They will recall it as the final resting place of a divisive, influential, and legendary person. If this story struck a chord with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more important stories.